Hi dancers, this routine is going to be to improve your foot and ankle mobility. This is not just a bunch of static stretches, we're actually going to do some activation and some mobilization, and that's what creates the mobility. This next exercise, you're going to need the yoga block, and I want you to pay very close attention to how your leg is lining up as you do this dynamic plie stretch. You're gonna take your foot and it's going to be just the ball of your foot on the block. Your heel is going to float off the edge of the block. When we lean into this stretch, your knee needs to glide over that second and third toe, and your ankle bone should stay in neutral. So if you look down at your leg, you'll be seeing that middle of the knee going over the middle of the ankle and going in line with that second and third toe so that your leg is in safe alignment. When we do this, we're just pressing in, we're letting the heel drop down, we don't want to lift it up, gliding the knee over and then coming back into a neutral position. So we lean into it like a plie and come back out. Do not force the heel down. This is just a gentle mobilization where we are trying to create more range of motion in the back of the leg for a deeper plie, which will protect us for coming down from a releve, for takeoffs and landings for our jumps, as well as many other movements in ballet. Ready? Demi-plie glide mobilization. And one, and stretch, and two, and up. Watch that your arch is still in neutral here. We're not rolling into a sickled foot. 3, 4, 5, we have subtle turnout here, it's not forced. 6, we're only going up to 8 today. 7, and 8. Very good. Switch your feet. Don't need to switch the bar necessarily. You don't even need to use the bar if you don't want to. And then find that turnout that's comfortable. We're not going for a huge turnout here. And we're gonna go into the other side. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. We rock over 1 and 2. Don't clench your toes together. Try to keep them spread. 3, 4. You can bend this standing leg for a little bit more into the mobilization. Couple more here. And 2. Good. In a hands and knees position, we're going to tuck our toes under. The goal here is to increase the range of motion in the plantar fascia and that demi-point position. So we're going to come here with those toes tucked under like you're in a demi-point, and you're going to rock back until you feel a nice stretch. Now watch your ankles don't roll, and we're going to keep them in neutral. Rocking back nice and gentle and forward. Not aggressive with this movement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure those toes aren't scrunched together. 8, 9, and 10. Next, what we're gonna do is loop the big toe. The mobility part of this is that you're going to just point the ankle down and then you're gonna bring it back up. And you don't even need to necessarily point those outer toes down because you may get an arch cramp and that's not gonna feel good. So it's not about the outer toes. What we're trying to do is mobilize and activate the foot going into that demi-point position. A lot of us, we end up with issues with our big toe, getting crepitus, that creaking sensation inside, or even flexor hallucis longus problems. And this will help mobilize through here. What I want you to make sure you think about though, if you do have a bunion, take this band. You're not gonna just pull it straight back and allow it to curve in. You're gonna abduct it to the side just a little bit, enough that it feels like it's in neutral. So then when you do plantar flex the ankle, your toe is in neutral and your ankle is also in neutral. Knee is gonna stay engaged, and then we come back up. We're gonna do 8 of these. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're gonna do the same exact thing, this time with the outer toes. Ready, 5, 6, ready, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switching sides. Ready, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Before proceeding to this next exercise, something I want to point out is that when we are creating that ballet foot, our goal is never to be over our knuckles and curl over, weight bearing on the tops of our big toe or our foot. This creates an irregular shape inside the point shoe, and it's not going to allow you to balance properly or protect your joints. So when we're thinking about increasing the point movement, it's more at what is happening at the ankle. If you have an arch that hits back towards your heel, you are not going to be able to curl those toes down and under safely. And if you do continue to try to do stuff like that, degeneration happens and it can lead to bone spurs and other kinds of injuries. If you're somebody who has an arch that breaks up towards the front of your foot, a lot of dancers that have this arch that breaks at this point, these dancers are going to be able to safely point their ankle and their toes, and sometimes they will touch the floor. But someone with a flatter foot, like myself, with an arch that breaks here, my point, my plantar flexion, is coming from my ankle joint and the engagement of my knee. If my knee is not fully engaged, I'm not able to fully access that range of motion that goes all the way through to the tip of my toe. Notice I do not curl my toe under like this, because if I'm doing this, then I get an arch cramp. So my toes extend off of the ankle and I engage through the knee. So when you're doing this stretch, this mobilization, resist the urge to curl your toes under with your hands or a band, and please focus on the top of your foot and your ankle joint. Your ankle joint is what is actually doing the range of motion improvement. So you can do this with your hand on the top, or you can do this with the band across the top of the ankle. And we're gonna sit in this position, and all we're gonna do is we are going to make sure, one, that our foot is not sickling, because we don't wanna be doing this and then stretching it or mobilizing. Keep it in neutral. You're gonna press against it and push up, and then release it and come down. Some of you are gonna say, well, I don't even feel any stretch. That's okay. You're probably at your end range at this point. And for me, I don't feel a stretch, and I know that this is zeroed position where I'm in a straight line, and that's all the further I'm gonna get safely without damaging something. So I'm gonna go back, little tiny press against the band. I'm gonna go forward, I'm gonna point my toes. I'm going back, and I'm going forward, pointing the toes. Back, and forward, pointing the toes. Back, and forward, and back and forward. And relax. Go ahead and switch sides. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Back and forward. 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 And back and forward. Great job with this routine, dancers, and if you're looking for more specific training on how to improve your feet and articulate through those arches, then make sure you check out the foot and ankle course. If you have any questions, feel free to always email me at info@veronicakballet.com, and stay safe.